Do 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 do.
Do I get to drink these, or is this just for show? Oh, thirsty. Perfect. Yeah, there's a lot to like. He's obviously we feel natural center, really good two-way game, very competitive. I mean, he's been playing with men for a year and a half in the Liga, which is not easy to do. Been a productive player and playing in the World Championships at that age. I mean, just a really likable player. We see a winning hockey player, someone that's going to play center for us and help us win hockey games. So that's someone that. As we put our list together, we were pretty excited if we were going to be able to call his name. Very unique, and that's something you don't see very often, and certainly his underage year, and just the production at that age, like you said, is very unique. But there's just a lot to like. He's a very, very competitive player that's got a skill set that we think will translate really well to the National Hockey League. And like I said, I mean, you never know the timeline of when a player like this will be ready to play and help you. But when you have already the experience that he's gained through the men's league, through the World Championships, that certainly expedites things. So this is a really likable player.
With the pro experience, the strength, the two-way game, is he somebody that he'll at least have an opportunity in training camp? Is that a possibility?
Yeah, I mean, go back 12 months ago, and we're open to these things. You always balance. We want to make sure we're putting a player in a position to succeed, but this is a player that we have really high expectations for, and we think is closer rather than further away. Yeah, I mean, he's a player that could be there. It could be in Buffalo, Rochester. Really, anything's on the table. So, obviously, it's only been a little bit of time here since the draft, but draft was announced. Our pick was announced, but certainly something we'll get into right away with his agent and start that conversation. We're always open to things. We want to hear what the player has to say and the agent in terms of what they feel is the best for their development. But this is a player we'd like to get over here as fast as possible. Yeah, I mean, well, we traded down. I'm going to try to explain this without giving away names. We felt there was potentially one player that we would be really, really nervous about if we moved out of 11, and that if he was there and we didn't have the chance to take him. So we had to weigh that. That player wasn't there. And then the next kind of, as you get to 14, we believe, and Jerry Fortin's very, very good at this over the years, we believed that there was a group of players that would be available at 14, and we would take the one that was highest on our list, which, we had Konsta inside our top 10, and that's a great thing. When I look back at the last few drafts, when we've had that situation, it's worked out well for us. So that was the strategy. Also knowing that you gain a second-round pick, which is another asset. We're not necessarily trying to accumulate picks. We're trying to get assets to be able to make trades or make our roster better or do whatever we can do to help our team now, which we'll continue to explore and do, I mean, as soon as I leave here. So, but that's part of the strategy, too, not just the first-round pick part, but the asset. Yeah, it got really really busy there for a stretch right before our pick. There was, I think, 3 or 4 calls within a minute there of where we could have traded down again, but we didn't feel that moving down made sense with Konsta on the board. That was the guy we wanted. So, like I said before, we're always open to those things, but if it had fallen different, then maybe we would have done that. But that just didn't make sense with him available for us to take. Not surprised because we were aggressive, and there weren't trades that we could get other teams to agree to. And I think if I was to sum it up, I don't believe, unless something happened, right at the end, that there was a trade this year in the first round that involved an NHL player. We were certainly aggressive. So that's just the way these things go. But that's why you still do the work and make sure you're prepared on the with your list. But we're going to do everything we can to make our roster better. That was what I was making clear to teams around the league. We were open to anything, but yeah, just wasn't the way the draft fell this year. I'd say late in the day is the wrong word because the draft was earlier. As we got closer, the afternoon went on. I thought we put together some really strong offers, and when that didn't end up happening, as we got into the draft here, I just thought, okay, it's a year that teams aren't going to be willing to move a pick, move a player, for a pick or a package, that type of thing. So, yeah, I didn't know how it would affect other teams. I mean, I only know what we're trying to do and our opportunities. But yeah, so I'd say probably mid-afternoon. I think there's things that are still going to continue into tonight, conversations. Yeah, I mean, some of them that we were having different conversations about involved picks that could have been happening tonight, whether it was our own or if we moved back and then we would use that pick to do something else, So those go away. But we have other assets and we have ongoing conversations right now that we'll keep working at. But it takes two to make a trade. Yeah, strong. I mean, I think that's a great thing because it speaks to our prospect pool. Teams checking in. Are you willing to do this? And if the right trade's there, we're gonna make it to make our team better, including our prospects. And I've made every team aware of that. Some of the conversations or people asking about our prospects has been a little bit more focused on maybe the prospect they have or a draft pick, and that's really not what we're focused on doing. We really like our prospect group, but we want to make our team better. So if we're going to move a prospect, especially a top prospect, it's with the goal of us improving our roster right now, and that just hasn't been available yet.
You adding Konsta changed the view of maybe some of those prospects in Konsta cups that maybe discussing some of the.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think that's a little bit of what I've talked about the last week. You build a pipeline, and it's great to have a lot of prospects, and we believe in these guys. But you're also always balancing how do you make your team better, and I'm absolutely opening to moving a prospect or two or however it would work if we think it's the right decision to help our roster. And we've made those a push to do that. It just it hasn't been willingness the other side to agree to it.
You played with Ole Jokinen in Florida. How much of a resource was he as you guys were debating Konsta and really got to this point?
Yeah, I know Ole well from we were teammates. Me personally, I didn't spend much time talking to him, but our guys did. He was really, really spoke highly of Konsta and just his belief in him and the path he's on, and just so much due diligence goes into these players before you make your pick, and everything came back just high character, well liked by teammates, coaches love him, work ethic, so all the stuff that we look for. It's an exciting player to add into our organization. There's some similarities for sure. I think he's a little stronger and just maybe more physically prepared that you'll notice probably in a few days at development camp than where Noah was when we first drafted him. Noah's still growing and getting stronger, but this isn't a fully developed player for sure. But this is a guy you don't play in the men's league in Finland at 16 or whatever he was. For the last year and a half without being able to handle yourself. So I'd say that, but there's some similarities in the game for sure. And I like the fact, he is, to me, a true center. There's sometimes where you draft guys and they playing center, but maybe their tendencies, you're not 100% sold they're a center. we believe 100% he's a centerman and will be in the National Hockey League. Other than a sore neck right now, awesome. I mean, really, really impressive place. I can actually, right outside my hotel room, see it lighting up all day. So I was kind of anticipating what it would be like to walk inside, but really cool. Neat that the NHL did this. I think it's great for us. I mean, it was a little hard to see standing up there, but it looked like it was completely full too, which is awesome. But I guess this is the last one like this, so they're going out in style. I love this, for the record. I think the draft's amazing, everybody together. But, yeah, Brandon Bean believes the other way is pretty good, too. So, good? Hey, I'm taking this. Don't tell anyone.